And now that the state of California today issued those strict guidelines for schools, we wanted to talk with those who have already had their campuses open for children of essential workers to see how things have been going there. And joining me now is Alex Dutton, Program Director for Old Firehouse School there in Lafayette. Thank you so much, Alex, for being here. You've been welcoming kids back to your campuses for about 2 months now. Talk about the changes that you made to ensure everyone's safety.
There have been a lot of changes. We had to do a lot of training with the teachers to learn about how to, social distance properly in the classroom, a lot of moving of furniture around, getting toys, putting away a lot of things so that there was less things to clean at the end of the day, figuring out what PPE equipment that we all needed. And through a lot of webinars and lots of reading, we also created a parent handbook that it helps explain what we're doing as a school and what we are asking staff and also parents to do as well. It's been quite an undertaking to be able to open.
Oh, I'm sure. Now, you're obviously dealing with little ones, preschoolers here. Did you also make changes to their day there at the school?
So many changes. Number one, we are encouraging all children to wear masks. And believe it or not, 3- and 4-year-olds are pretty good at wearing masks. And it's not that big of a deal for them. They kind of rolled with all of the new changes. They had to get used to just a lot more hand washing, changing shoes upon entry, getting their temperatures checked multiple times a day. So we're doing all of these things, and we've changed so many different policies and protocols. And it's been something that's worked out really well.
I want to talk a little bit more about the mask because we know that they will be required for children in 3rd grade and up once in-person learning is able to begin in those school districts. How do you have any sort of suggestions on how to get children prepared, not only for wearing the mask themselves, but for seeing, everyone else in the classroom, teachers and things also with the masks on?
One of the many ways that we help children prepare was before we came back into class. Teachers were doing a lot of online learning with children at home. We were doing online preschool, and we would do games with the masks. We would, everybody would go get their masks and talk about what was on it. One of our teachers wrote a social story about wearing masks and the fact that teachers are going to be having masks on, and some of them are wearing face shields and gowns. So we really did a lot before we came back to help children understand what it was going to look like when they came back to school. And all of those things helped so much. And we really were able to come back to school, and a lot of these issues that we were worried about, that children being anxious about masks or anxious about all of the PPE equipment, none of those things have really come up at all.
Oh, well, that's great to hear, obviously getting them comfortable with the idea. We spent a lot of time talking about, getting students prepared. What about your staff?
Before we came back, like I mentioned, we did a lot of training. We were just meeting a lot, preparing the classroom, just really figuring out what was going to be safe, because safety is going to be really important for our teachers as well as our children in order for us to all feel like we can come back to school. And there was, a lot of equipment we had to order, and with preschools and childcare centers all over the state of California, we're all doing this out of pocket. We're not getting any extra funding. So we're going and trying to get as much as we can, and sometimes supplies are running low, which is a little scary. But we are trying to do all of this in order to make sure that the teachers feel safe to come back. And coming back to school has been really wonderful. The children and the teachers are all so happy to be back together, and the families are really grateful. And it's all because of how much planning and how much work we did, and it took a while, but we did get there.
Yeah, a lot of challenges, as you mentioned, but a success story as far as you're concerned at those 3 campuses. I really appreciate you taking the time and talking with us about all the changes that you were able to make. Appreciate it.
Thank you.